It was last Friday when the Buena Colt football team hosted senior night against Cienega and slayed the Giants, winning 32-15, taking the regular season record to 8-2, giving them the number 3 seed in this year's playoffs. And before they host a home playoff game against the number 14 seed, Casa Grande, this Friday, November 15th at 7 p.m. We'll take a few minutes to talk about all of it here on this edition of the Buena Colt pregame, brought to you by the Ed Morse Automotive Group. Sierra Vista is now backed by Morse. We welcome into the frame the one, the only, the head coach behind this whole crazy train that keeps on rolling and is rolling into a home playoff game. It is Joe Thomas, the coach of the Buena football team. Coach, before we get to Friday, let's start with last Friday. Let's start with senior night. How did it feel to finally beat Cienega?
It was good. We knew it was going to happen. I knew it was going to happen. We talked about that. It was just a matter of waiting for it to get going. We know we have a special group here, and we watch film, and anybody that watches film and dissects things, like, we knew that we had the better team. We knew they had some things going for them. We felt like we had the better team, and of course it was the halftime 15-14, and my talk to him at halftime was, I want to see what type of team I have here. I wasn't mad at anybody, weren't frustrated. Of course, some points came off the board for some penalties. We had some touchdowns that got called back. I said, I want to see what type of team we have, and they responded. I think I got to majority of my starters, seniors, and I said, hey, it's your senior year. What do you want to happen? And all of them responded in their respective way, and it was good. So, we did what we thought we should have done. I would have liked the score to be a little bit higher. I didn't want that close to a game, but when you can end on a senior night win and beat somebody that you hadn't beaten in a while and set you up for a home playoff game, I'll take it.
What is it? How do you sum up the 8-win season? And when was the last time that the Colts won 8 games in a singular season?
So last time 2019.
Okay.
Our 2019 team, we went 8-2 regular season, and then we were on the road. That was the first year we made the playoffs since I've been here. We were number 9 and went to play number 8, Sunrise Mountain. That was the last time.
Come a little bit closer so we got this. Thank you.
That was the last time that we were 8-2 in the regular season. Of course, we had some 7-3s last couple of years, but we knew that this is we wanted 10-0, right? Our goal was obviously win a state championship, win every game. After we lost the first one, then the next best was try to get to 9-1, and then after we lost that one to Marana, it was hey, 8-2. That's the next best thing, and we didn't want anything less than that. Because it doesn't surpass what we did last year, which was 7-3. Right. We wanted to get better than that regular season. They did. It was just by one game, but we'll take it.
Absolutely.
And so we're excited about that, and going in obviously to the playoffs, and we're number 3 right now. As to last year, we were number 15.
That's right.
At 7-3.
That's right.
So there's games.
One game just makes a difference.
One game makes a difference. So and it did for us, and we're happy about that. So I'm proud of these guys. That was the best that we could have done this year, and that's the best that we did, and I'm happy with that. I'll take 8-2
without a doubt,
and a home playoff game anytime.
And I was going to say, the home playoff game, when was the last time that happened? Did that happen in 2019 as well? No, that was on the road too, wasn't it?
We were on the road.
Yeah. So, I was wondering if that was back in Mayor McCaw's day, Truman Williamson day. It was not my time. So,
hasn't been in the last 10 years. I don't know. I don't know if we've ever hosted.
I believe you get. That's correct.
A home playoff game. I don't think we were. I know that in '83 was the last time that they won a playoff game.
Yep.
But I don't think that there was. I don't think there was a host.
That wasn't even home.
I don't think it was at home.
Boy, that's something special, and something that you can be a part of this Friday, November 15th at 7 p.m. right here at Buena High School. So that all sets the stage for this Friday.
Right.
Casa Grande. A formidable opponent. Last time you guys met, it was a shootout. It was 66-42. What have been the keys to focus on to ensure that no matter what the score is, that result, a Buena victory, will be the same?
We've cleaned up a lot of those things. Our discipline has gotten a lot better. Our DB play has got a lot better, and we've been running the ball a lot better too. So everything's coming together for us pretty well. We gave up some touchdowns that were some gimmies. Our discipline has come a lot better just because we played some teams and just having more games stack on. So between us cleaning up our own little mistakes, us becoming more disciplined, and our run game coming in really strong, which is what I've been wanting to do last couple of weeks to complement. And we looked at what we did against them before, and of course, playoff games are totally different than season games. Right. So we're coming in with the mentality because, when you played all these games early on, it was you played one game, then you had another, then you had another. So, after last week, now it's we're playing one game at a time, 1-0, like we talked about before. You're playing to win this game, and you win another week. So you win Friday, you win another week. You win Friday, you win another week. So, they're going to come down. They're going to want to play to win. We're excited, so we're not just thinking, well, we beat them last time, we'll beat them this time, because we have to do what it took plus more, right? Limit the mistakes, be more disciplined, and we got to continue. We threw the ball well against these guys. We ran the ball well against these guys. Got a lot of our players involved early, and that's what it's going to take. I think this on Friday. I think if we can establish the run game, establish the pass game, and then get our playmakers. Nash needs to get a touchdown in early. Andreas has Mikey, Charlie, TJ, Jaden, Elias. Those guys have to get involved offensively, get points on the board. Our defense needs to create some turnovers, and just keep the sparks going. It's just like little sparklers, little firecrackers. And just one pops off, the next one pops off. So we just got to and make it a fun game, keep it exciting, and I think that we can handle business.
Enthusiasm is contagious, and all it takes is that one play to start everything else. So speaking of playmakers, you got a couple that you want us to talk to today. Let's talk about them. I mean, let's start on the offense. You got the 1,000-yard rusher himself, Andres Bonilla, the scraptacular one, who has done it again and again, time and again over the course of his Buena High School career. And what do you have to say about his efforts?
He's a great kid. He's been with me 4 years. I knew as a freshman he was going to be something special. I actually saw him in youth league, and I knew that he was going to be something special. He was a real tough kid. Got to have him play some varsity as a freshman, and every year he's gotten better and better. He's over 4,000 yards for his career. He's and he's leading 6A, 5A, 4A Southern in rushing yards. He's over 1,000, and he's just hard to tackle. He's a strong kid. He's super strong in the weight room. He's a fast kid, and he's real aggressive. So he doesn't want to come. He doesn't want to go down. He doesn't want to go down. So we fed him the ball 20 times probably. I think last week he had 220 something yards, and we're gonna feed him again this Friday. And they got to stop him. They couldn't stop him last time we played him, and he's that much more improved.
He scored 66 points. I don't think anything can be stopped. Last time.
So he's one where he's our senior, and he talked to me Friday at the game. He's like, Coach, this is what we've been wanting. After we won and stuff, he's like, this is what we've been wanting. And I said, yeah, because we've been talking since they've been freshmen. They've been knowing how we've been and what's the culture and the change, and they've seen this, that, and the other. And this is what we want to be right now. And he's gonna be a big part of the success on Friday.
Looking at the defensive side of the ball, last Friday the player of the game was Xavier Carr. Talk about his efforts. He had a tremendous game.
He did have a great game, and Carr's one that he doesn't start. He comes off. He'll play. He'll come in and play D tackle for us. They ran a reverse on a 4th down play, and he stayed disciplined enough to make that tackle. And the kid ran into him, and it was like the kid ran into a brick wall. And Carr's like that silent assassin. There was a muffed fumble in the backfield on their side, and he's quick enough and fast enough. He jumped on it, so we were able to get the ball back, and that's how we were able to give him player of the game. But just a good kid. I like him. He's real quiet. He's a junior, so he's coming back for us, so we're excited about that. But he works hard. He's just a strong little short kid, and the leverage is on his side. He's quick, and we're excited he's going to help us make some plays this Friday.
I look forward to talking to him, as well as the team player Latavis TJ. Back at it again. And on both sides of the ball.
And he's one where we have to get him involved on both sides. If he's scoring on offense, then he wants to make that play on defense. And normally when he's doing well on offense, he does well on defense too. So he's one that we want to get the ball to early, get him going. Had that nice 37-yard touchdown reception from Nash to put us up, and then to seal it, he got that pick 6 at the end towards the end of the game. And it was, he read it. He does that in practice all the time, and I'm just like, I can't wait for him to do it in the game. And he does in the game. The second time he's done it this year. And he had a pick 6 against Casa Grande, but it got called back because they had a rough in the passer. So I think he's hungry for one of those, and he feeds off of this stuff and his stats and just being that guy. He wants to be that guy, and he can be, and he's only a junior, so it's nice that he's coming back.
So 2/3 of the kids we're going to talk to right now, they're both coming back.
Yes,
well, you go wrangle them up,
thanks.
and we will remind you that if you enjoy the content here on Cool FM Live, leave us a thumbs up. As always, please follow the page. This is the Buena Colt football pregame, brought to you by the Ed Morse Automotive Group. Ed Morse, We're backed by Morse here in Sierra Vista right now. And if you missed that interview that I did with Teddy Morse a week ago, you got to go back through the archives and check that one out. It was really interesting talking to him about his career and his family and the plans that he has in store for the Ed Morse Automotive Group here in Sierra Vista. Sir, come on up here. Andres Bonilla, go ahead and introduce yourself to everybody.
I'm Andres Bonilla.
Good job. That's what I said. Man, what grade are you in?
I'm a senior.
How sweet was that senior night, my friend?
Oh, it was beautiful. First senior night won in all my 4 years.
And doing it against Cienega.
Oh, yeah.
The team that has been the nemesis, the arch rival, the one who has slewn you guys every single time out. What was it like to get that victory over them?
It was definitely great. I did my research before. A 12-year losing streak that we just broke.
Whew.
That's
so
crazy.
So what you're doing now, because you're a senior, what that does is that sets the standard for the other two juniors that we're going to talk to here in just a second, and then every other underclassman on this field right now. You guys just set that standard to reach that. Speaking of standards that are reached, milestones of excellence, 1,000 yards, being the, again, player of the week and leading the whole league and everything. What do you have to say about a season like this? Has your entire career kind of summed up to this point where Buena is going to be hosting a home playoff game, or is it just something that you knew was coming?
I think it was just something that we all knew was gonna come eventually. I mean, we all been playing since we've been younger. Even before high school, we all played with each other. So I think it was just something that was just bound to happen.
I love that, and that kind of attitude is something that's going to move on. Now, Coach just talked to us a second ago about the sparks that need to happen come Friday night, November 15th, 7 p.m. on that very field right behind us. There's certain people who are able to set the tone, and he obviously looks to the senior leadership. He looked at you guys during halftime of the senior night game. How's the senior leadership going to step up for the very first home playoff game in forever here in the history of Buena High School?
I think we're all going to step up. I think everybody's going to play their heart out. I mean, go win, go home. If you lose, so it's I think everyone's going to try to put out their best effort. Even if they're not a senior, I think everybody's going to still push and strive to be playing their best as they possibly could. So I think that's what we're going to bring to the table.
Well, with you leading the way on the offense, I know they're in very, very good hands. Congratulations again on all your success this season. 8-2 record and 1,000 yards rushing. Just keep it up, man. Keep it up this Friday. Who are we talking to next? Good to see you. Go ahead and introduce yourself to everybody.
Xavier Carr.
See, Xavier, what was funny was, Coach Thomas, right before he came up here, said, Xavier's, he's a little guy. And I'm like, no, he's not that little. I mean, look at this guy. He's a monster right here. Now, Xavier, what grade are you in?
Junior.
You are a junior, my man. So what was it like to help the seniors get that senior night victory on Friday?
Seeing all them and their families walking out really encouraged me to do my best. So, we had to show off for the seniors and get that win.
And talk to me about your game, man. You were in the right place at the right time. Coach Thomas says he's always in the right place at the right time, always during practice, and always with the opportunities that that you have in the game to be able to do that. What's it like?
Coach always tells you do your job, and if you do your job, you'll make plays like that.
Well, and you certainly did. Now let's talk about you're a junior, so I mean, this is not necessarily lose and go home forever. But what is the mentality of this team right here? You're the one who's in all the time. You're here every day. What has the grind this week been like? Looking at Friday, your very first home playoff game.
The grind is, we got to give the seniors a good send-off, even though it's not my send-off. We got to give the seniors what they want, and we got to play to that. 8
wins this season. What do you sum that up to?
Just greatness.
And being able to execute.
Yeah.
Well, it's fantastic, and it's great watching you execute, Xavier. Good to see you, my friend. Thanks so much for taking the time to talk to us. Let's go ahead and bring in the man, the myth, the legend. Go ahead and introduce yourself to everybody.
Hey, my name is Latavius TJ Walker.
TJ, what grade are you in?
I'm a junior.
TJ, we've talked to you before, man. This is old hat for you at this point, but what's it like? How do you sum up the entirety of this season, an 8-win season that hasn't been done since 2019? Even my senior year when we went to state, we didn't have 8 wins. To be able to put together those kind of wins in the dominant fashion that you have. Talk to me about this team.
It's a great team. We've been playing, like Sierra Vista said before, we've been playing since Little League, and it's just crazy to see how far we've come as a whole, and we still have more time to go. with our high school years, most of those juniors, and the seniors, they don't have any time left. But it's great to see that they came and played with us too.
So how important is it for you to make sure that the seniors' season does not end come Friday night?
I would say it's very important because this team, I've been playing with them since, obviously, like I said before, Little League. So we have this kind of bond, and I just want to see everybody win.
Well, let's talk about your efforts, the ways that you are able to put something together. Coach talked about it before you guys came over here to say there are certain players that are able to provide a spark at certain times. And he said, we need TJ to provide that spark on both sides of the ball. How do you plan on doing that come Friday night?
Come Friday night, always making a highlight reel, on both sides of the ball, whether I'm scoring a touchdown on the offensive side or I'm getting a pick, making a big hit on the defensive side.
Well, and we look forward to you doing all of the above. Friday, on this very field right behind us, Buena High School will be hosting the playoff game against Casa Grande. Give me some love, man. Good to see you. Thank you so much. Great job this season. And again, as Coach Thomas is blowing some whistles over here, we'll get him back over one more time. But again, you can be a part of this history. A home Buena High School playoff game for the very first time, right, John? First time ever. Is that what we kind of looked back and decided on?
74, even before that, they couldn't.
So I mean, looking back as far as the records go, you can be a part of history to support our Buena Fighting Colts as they take on the number 14 seed. By the way, Buena number 3 seed coming into this game. Casa Grande number 14 seed. They defeated Casa Grande in a shootout earlier this year, 66-42. And like we said to Coach Thomas, it doesn't matter what the score is at the end, as long as Buena has the big old W on top of it. And again, right now, practicing some special teams. How important is that aspect of it? I mean, a lot of times you say, oh, well, it's all about the offense, it's all about the defense. Man, there are 3 phases to this game. How big is the special teams to be able to come through for you on a home playoff game come Friday night?
Got to be ready, right? Games are won and lost by a point. And then of course our kickoff game, our punt game, our PATs, those got to be automatic. So we're always going to work those, and we try to work a couple different guys, and we have some 2-point plays and stuff like that if we have to catch up. But it's always good to keep it in your pocket, and then if you don't need to do anything extra, then you don't do anything extra. But when you can kick it and get 1 point to keep on going up on the scoreboard, you need to make sure that you're doing that. Obviously, we haven't had a game where it's been decided by 1 or 2 points, but you always got to be ready.
Without a doubt.
If you're not ready, then you take too many chances. But so we try to get ready, and we try to get these guys going. We try not to give them any practice snaps. We try to no practice holds, no practice kicks, and you just got to get with it. Hey, if you're going to throw that, it needs to be there.
The coach is always the coach. I think we said it all. Looking at what has led up to this season, 8 wins, a magical season. That again, these seniors have been with you for 4 years. We talked to them last week before their senior night, and Andres mentioned having his very first senior night victory and how sweet that was. That is something so special, and we know it will continue this Friday night, November 15th at 7 p.m. right here when the lights are bright in Sierra Vista. The number 3 seed, Buena Fighting Colts, playing host to the 14 seed Casa Grande Cougars. As they come down. Colts versus Cougars will be happening on this field 7 p.m. and you need to be there. You need to support this team and be a part of history. You'll see it here on Cool FM, and we're so excited to bring you this playoff preview of the Buena Colt pregame, brought to you by, powered by the Ed Morse Automotive Group. Sierra Vista and Cochise County is now backed by Morse. Coach, it's been a pleasure, and we look forward to seeing you next week and talking about round 2 when we come back and do it. But round 1 is this Friday night, 7 p.m., November 15th. Mark your calendars and start counting the time down, because our Buena Fighting Colts take the stage, they take the field, and they get to show everybody all across the district, all around the state, why they're number 3 ranked, but they're number 1 in our hearts, and they will prove it this Friday night when you stop by and see them. Leave us some love in the live chat. Leave us a heart on this video if you're watching after the fact, and please share this video around. Tag your friends that you want to come to be a part of history with the Buena Colts. First home playoff game in the history of this fine institution. You can be a part of history, and we look forward to seeing you there. Go Colts.